فاطمة يا حي يا قيوم على لا إله إلا الله يا حي يا قيوم على لا أبتي كل مجي يا حي يا قيوم على لا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's another opportunity to be here on the program Eternal Bliss, a program sponsored by National Life Party Society, NASFAT, where it is here to continue to reawaken us of our deen, to put that light that we need to illuminate our night so that we can continue to remember the essence of us being in this world. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always make it easy for us to serve Him well in such a way that we are always enjoying His pleasure. Allahumma ameen. It is with this short prayer that I welcome you to another edition of the program Eternal Bliss. Inshallah, today, just like we'll be having it, we have our guest in the studios, and she will be talking to us today on a topic that is very, very essential to our living as humanity in this world. It has to do with our children. It has to do with the way we treat them, we bring them up. We shall be talking about solutions to violence against children. How do we go about making sure that violence against children is totally eradicated? And if it's not totally eradicated, at least we are making sure that it stops to a barest minimum. We have tried to make sure that we have brought in the right person who can always teach us and tell us about this topic. And my guest today is Alaja Ganiyat Babalola. She is a member of NASFAT Women Management Committee. Also, she's a member of NASFAT Counseling Committee. And she is also the former NASFAT Children Affairs Secretary. See, she has done something about children. She's into guidance and counseling. So she's the best person that can tell us about these solutions. What are the ways that we can do that make sure that this is actually out of our system? I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alaja Ganiyat.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You're welcome to the program.
Alhamdulillah.
We are so delighted to have you because the topic we have before us is going to be treated by you, and you are the right person to do the justice to it. May Allah make it easy.
I'm also honored to be here.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So, like I said, the topic is solutions to violence against children. When we hear the phrase violence against children, most times people believe it's just flogging or physically maltreating children. This is what they call violence against children. I want to ask you, as a guidance, as a counselor, as somebody who has been in the pipeline of talking about this violence, is violence against children limited to that?
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi once again, viewers at home. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen for the topic that we are treating today. We all know that our children are our future. No. Violence against children is not limited to only physical. Any action that can inflict any pain or harm on our children is termed, you can categorize it under violence against children. It could be sexual also, apart from being physical. It could also be psychological. But it has to be the way the child in question receives the pain, the impact that it has on the emotional feeling of that child. So some people can talk of psychological, emotional, and also sexual. And this sexual that we are talking about, it is not only limited to girls. Boys are also being sexually violated or abused. So it is a very serious matter that we all need to, work assiduously to make sure that we put an end to it in our various communities.
Thank you very much. So it simply said that it's not just about flogging or maltreating somebody physically. There are other things attached. You even mentioned something psychological. I want to ask, what are the likely psychological effects this act can have in the life of these young ones?
The psychological effect. You know, there are some actions that will come before we can talk of psychological effect. Some mothers, you can tell a child that, are you sure you are from me? Did I actually give birth to you? I should have used this during my menses. You understand? Do you understand?
Yeah.
And there are ways in which our children react to whatever it is you say to them. To some children, it may not mean anything, but to some children, my mother would have preferred that I was not even born at all. So, does it mean I'm worthless? So it affects the self-esteem of that child. Whatever it is his or her parents are doing, my mother already said I'm worthy. So we will not even make any effort. There was a time a research was made. A child that is exposed to any form of violence, it affects the brain development. So there is no way such a child can measure up with the standard of the children that were not exposed to any form of violence in the community. That is also there. At times, when it becomes so unbearable for a child, suicidal thoughts can come. Can come. What is the essence of living when they don't even want me? You understand? Can decide. We've seen some children drinking snipers. So there are a lot of effects, there are a lot of damages that violence against children can do to the children. And another thing is that any child that has been abused in one way or the other, there is likelihood that that child is also going to be an abuser.
Because he or she has experienced that.
Exactly. It's likely to be an abuser. For a child that's subjected to various physical violence from the parents, when that child grows up, is also likely to abuse his own children as well. Okay? Because it has a circular effect. It goes round and round. Because you might not know that they will even act on impulse by virtue of the fact that he has been exposed to it, believe is a way of life. And it goes on and on like that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spares.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spares. It is a known fact that children are meant to be respectful, dutiful to their parents. So I want to ask, are there duties, obligations that parents require from their child or children that the society see it as being violent? I don't know if you understand my question.
Yes, I do. Let's take it from the household chores.
Okay.
There are some age-appropriate household chores. You understand? For telling a child of 5 years old to wake up 4 a.m. To sweep, to go and fetch water from a stream, that is inappropriate. It's not appropriate for the age. 5 years?
Too young.
Too young. Asking a child to walk, maybe when she wakes up 5 o'clock, if you don't finish all those chores, you are not going to eat until 10 a.m. A child of 7 years not having breakfast until 10 a.m. in the morning, Abba, is a form of violence. There was the time, I think in the East, a grandmother was giving her granddaughter of about 7 or 8 years to boys. Collect money. I don't know. I don't understand what is going through the mind of the grandmother, exposing the child to sexual violence. Giving a child of about 7 years to men, and you collect money. The child will render the services.
Subhanallah.
Yes.
Subhanallah.
It's happening.
Subhanallah.
It's happening. So, all these things, they're having psychological effects on a child that is exposed to that type of violence. If a parent should ask a child to go and do that, it is an act of violence. Some parents, they believe if they don't, subject their daughters, I mean some teenagers. There was a day we were holding a program at the Salatu. A boy came out and said, is there a way you can tell her parents, somebody of 15 years, stripping her naked and flogging her? The boy was saying that if I were to be the girl, when I grow up, I would not want anything to have with that father. And the mother is also there, not saying anything. Any correction, any discipline that we want to, subject our children to, that will be tantamount to demeaning them, robbing off their self-esteem, we should not engage in it. Of course, there are ways in which you can discipline that without stripping her naked. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay? The features on your body that is making you to disrespect me, that is making you to shine around the neighborhood. I'll make sure that I disgrace you today. What are we going to gain from that? How do you expect such a child to view the action in which you subjected her to? It's not fair. It's not fair. So they are also human beings. No matter how little a child is a human being. Yeah. So there are some respect we need to accord our children to. So we regard them as human beings. So we treat them as such. It is very, very important.
Oh, that story I was touched by that story. That a grandma, a 7-year-old girl.
Yes.
At that tender age, to be exposed to such good. This is serious. We mothers,
a lot is really happening.
We need to actually buckle up, because these children are given to us. We're going to give account how well we have taken care of them. They're not just giving us on the platter of gold. There is responsibility for us to take care of them. And inshallah, in the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, we are going to give account. How well did we train these children? How well were you able to give that child that knowledge that he or she needs to become somebody in the future? That is serious. Now I want to ask Alaja, if we have some parents doing this, and these parents are the ones that make up the society. Now I want to begin to ask, is there any impact the society can actually make in the life of these children against being violated in this wrong way? That's one. Then are there structures on ground that when such thing happens, if I'm given any violence, I can just walk up to that structure, make my complaint, and it will be addressed so that everything will be settled? Are there things like that, societal impact, then structures on ground to address this menace?
Thank you very much. Just as you said, we are all shepherds.
Yeah.
It's as hadith of Rasulullah. We are going to give account of our flocks.
Nah.
Whichever way we treat the children under our care, we are not talking about the children that are biologically related to us now, and that brings us to the society. Even the children within the neighborhood, I do tell people, adopt a child. He or she does not need to be living under your roof. Show interest in her. What have you eaten today? Because there are some children that are being exposed to this violence as a result of lack. Okay, so parents don't have the means of taking care of them. If it's just one or two, you can talk to one or two other mothers. Okay, this your uniform is torn. Don't worry, we're going to arrange another one for you. You were late before going to school yesterday. It's because there is no transport fare. Don't worry. Every day, come and be collecting transport money from me. So if we are able to do that, it will go a long way. That is regarding the society. And the society in which we have people that are telling the mother of the child that is being exposed to violence that beat her very well. Beat her, some mothers, because a child stole a piece of meat from your pot. I'm going to give you a mark that you are going to show to your
children.
To your children's children. Not only the children, your children's children. Oh, they have forgotten that it is true they are your children, but they are government children. The people in the neighborhood, they should not just look at it and just look away. Awareness, there's awareness all over the place that children, they are to be well taken care of. And if you spot anybody that is maltreating a child, there is a way you can report. We are all mandated reporters. What do I mean by mandated reporters? As long as you witness any form of violence or maltreatment against a child, it is incumbent upon you to report. How do you go about it? Take for instance, Nasrullah Al-Fati. There was a time we were in partnership with UNICEF on ending violence against children and ending violence against women and girls. Majority of our members were sensitized. You know, the understanding is that on Sunday, Muslims will go to Asalatu, Christians will go to church. And whatever it is the religious leaders tell the congregation on the member, on the pulpit, there is a way the message sings. So even all majority of our religious leaders were also taking through this sensitization that if you subject your child to any of this action, you are violating the right of the child. So we should not engage in it. So whenever anything like that happens, there are some people you can report to. As far as NASFAT is concerned, we have a responsive NASFAT Child Protection and Gender-Based Violence Response Team. We have the helpline that people can call as mandated reporter. If a mother is perpetrating this evil act on the child, you have told the mother she's not listening. Don't worry, don't say anything again. It's just a matter of picking your phone and call 0704 811 5092.
I want to crave your indulgence to help call the number slowly so that people at watching us can pick the number, they can make use of it.
0704 811 5092. As we are in Lagos State, we are also working with domestic and sexual violence response team at the Secretariat. We also have their helpline 080 00 333333. That's 63. I'm going to take that again. 080 00 333333. That one is toll free. You can call the line. Okay? You can call the line to report. Or you can walk up to NASFA Counseling Committee. You can walk up to NASFA Children Affairs Committee to report any case of child abuse. When you see something, you say something and do something. So don't look away from where a child is being abused or violated. It is a sin for you. Rasulullah said, he is not one of us. The one that does not show kindness to the young one and does not respect the older ones is not of us. So, what are we now saying? May Allah makes it easy for us.
Allahumma ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Don't worry, but before the end of the program, we'll call the numbers again and the committee they can meet in NASA. Because I know most people want to get that number so that they have access to such structures. While you were talking, you talk about society, how they can impact on this. I know some years back, even we were told that it was a community-based corrective mechanism they were using. Like you have said, a mother will see a child doing something, or even though you're not the biological mother or the biological father, you try to correct this child. But these days, Elijah, I don't know, maybe you have observed, we don't have such things happening now. So, in that regard, will the society be making any good impact if you cannot correct my child? Because you'll be arguing, why do you have to talk to my child like that? Why do you have to do that? How can society in that regard be impactful on ending this violence against children?
Thank you very much, Ajia. You are right. There are some parents who will say, no, you cannot correct my child. But in a communal setting, if a child should do anything that is wrong, a mother from the third house can actually correct the child.
Yeah.
But that has to be with limitations. You don't all in the name of trying to discipline a child and inflict pain. No.
Injury on the
yeah,
child.
Yeah. You can correct a child. Even another mother will not mind you correcting her child as long as you don't inflict pain. Come here, kneel down there. How dare you do that? Why did you slap him? It's because he did kneel down there. No mother will come and say, why do you have to ask my child to kneel down? As far as we stay within limit, it is very, very important that we do this. Mothers, we all need to take heed. There is nothing wrong in another mother correcting a child if that child should do something that is wrong. But we should all do it within limits. Because some parents don't know how to draw a line between violence and discipline. All in the name of trying to discipline a child,
you are inflicting
injury on a child. As long as you don't do that, yes, of course you can correct a child. And we all remember, all the children, even if they are own biological children, they are government children. You cannot say, I gave birth to you, I can do whatever I like. It's a lie. You can't
do whatever you like.
Can't.
The government is there.
Exactly. So it is very, very important for us to be conscious of it. Like I said the other time, when we had the partnership arrangement with UNICEF on ending violence, all the community, we even went as far as meeting the traditional leaders. We know they are the custodians of our tradition. This is what we have brought. They are not telling us not to discipline our child, but with limitation. And they also agree with us that some parents, they do go above board when it comes to discipline, and it needs to be put in check. So it is very, very important. We are all in it together. If a child turns out well, we all say, no, it's our child.
Yeah.
But if it is the other way around, it's our parents' child.
Alhamdulillah, thank you so much, Alaja Ghanaian. But before I come to our guest, let me quickly call the numbers again. The numbers she called the other time. NASFAT helplines. If you see something, Alaja,
say something and
do something. Let's say it again. If you see something,
say something and do something.
So for you to say something and do something, I'm going to give you this phone line that you can call now. NASFAT helplines that you can call 070 48 11 5092 or 091 24 43 6394. That is NASFAT helpline. There's another one she called for Lagos State, which is DSVA, the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency for Lagos State. That one is toll free. 080 00 33 33 33. With those lines, if you see something, you can say something and you do something, inshallah. And I'm sure Allah is going to reward you for doing what is right. Yeah. Alaja, thank you so much for what you have done for us today. But I wouldn't let you go without please giving us your piece of advice. This set of people, I want you to give them advice. Number one, those who are victims of this violence. Number two, the parents who have given birth to these children. Then number three, our religious leaders. Because you have said before that our religious leaders, when they say something, it sinks into our mind and we want to take action about that. Then finally, the society at large. So let's take it from the victims of this act, your advice for this set of people.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. For the children who have experienced, we call them survivors, who have been exposed to one form of violence or the other. The numbers that you announced,
yes, ma'am,
they can also call the numbers to seek help. They should not suffer in silence. Even in schools, there are some people they can report to. Some schools have social workers.
Okay.
They can report to them. And for the children, some children are too timid. I mean the survivors, they are too timid to report. Children can report on behalf of the children that is being exposed to one form of violence or the other. Like I told you the other time, a boy that came out and say a teenager was stripped naked, all in the name of discipline. Yeah. You can report yourself, or you can report on behalf of another children that is being exposed to violence. Another thing, whatever it is you are going through, make sure you have a trusted adult that you can talk to. We don't encourage that you continue to suffer in silence. Have a trusted adult that you can talk to. Be it in your school, we've spoken about the social workers or the counselors in school. Even in a religious setting, we have some counselors, like at Asalatu now. Or you can walk up to the coordinators that you can find at the Children Affairs Committee. Talk to them. And we are also very observant. You know, a child that is normally a chatterbox, and you realize that such a child is keeping to himself or herself, definitely you know that something is wrong. So we should be observant. All the children, all the people in charge of children, we all need to be observant. So, okay, what is happening to this child? He or she is not being a normal self. So the child can report, another child can report on behalf of another child. Some parents, due to their observation, they can detect that something is wrong with a child. For the parent, Allah has put these children in our care, and we are going to give account of how we treated them. I'm not limiting it to biological parents now, because some children are being put in our care. Maybe some orphans. Some people they think, am I the one that sent your parents away
to early grave?
This is wrong. We only know today. We don't know what is going to happen tomorrow.
Exactly.
And children, it doesn't matter whether you are the biological parents or not. It is whatever you invest in that child that you are going to harvest in future. We have seen some adults that hide their faces as a result of the way they treated a child. They have written some children off that at the end of the day, the children, they are begging, they have to beg before
they can survive.
Before they can survive. So we need to think about tomorrow. It is not only about today. Sow a seed in the life of a child today and see what is going to happen, what Allah is going to do for you. Another one, the religious leaders, I said the other time, we should not cover up for another perpetrator of this evil act because it belongs to our religion.
Dude.
It is unacceptable. If the law enforcement agency should get to know, it will not all go well for such religious leaders. Be it Christianity, be it Islam. Whatever it is that we do, even if nobody is seeing us, Allah sees us.
MashaAllah.
Allah sees us. So we need to always put this at the back of our mind. And we should not say because this person belongs to our group, he belongs to our religion, and because he has done it, let's pardon him. No. No. The right thing has to be done. And to the society,
Nah.
we should condemn this act. We should condemn this act. Whenever we realize that there is a child that is going through one form of violence or the other, there are ways we can do it. I said the other time that we are mandated reporters. There are ways in which you can report without it being linked to you as the person that reported the case. You just give the appropriate information. This is the address. This is, if you can go a step further by taking pictures. Maybe a child that was physically abused and all that. Take pictures of the scars that maybe the cane or whatever it is has left on the child, and leave the rest. Justice will be served. And finally, we should always keep it at the back of our mind that whatever we do, let's use it as a form of serving Allah. We cannot be maltreating a child and be claiming that we are serving Allah. You don't know in which way Allah can reward you for any action.
No.
So, be it our own children, it is our responsibility to take care of our own children. The children around us, I said the other time that adopt a child. 2 or 3 people can team up in the community. These children, let's see what we can do. No, come and be collecting your transport fare to school for me. Okay, your uniform is torn. Don't worry, we sew another one for you. You need exercise book, you need biro and all that. Let's help them and just look away. And you'll be amazed at the way Allah Azza wa Jalla will also take care of your own children.
No, sure.
Your children cannot be
With
under your roof all through
the
their
time.
they will also
Exactly.
go out.
Exactly.
It is the seed you have sown into the lives of other children that will germinate into what your own children too will benefit from. So please, it's an act of kindness to be kind to the children, be it your biological children or otherwise. May Allah makes it easy for us.
Allahumma ameen. May Allah make it easy for us. Whatever the seed that you plant in the life of other children, can you see that? That is what's going to be reflected or even be transferred to your own children wherever they are. We have been talking about solutions to violence against children on today's edition of Eternal Bliss. And I want to say Jazakumullahu khairan to my guest today, Alaja Ganiyas Babalola. She's a member of NASFAT Women Management Committee, also a member of NASFAT Counseling Committee, and she was the former NASFAT Children Affairs Committee. Sorry, I read one of them. And she also was NASFAT Children Affairs Secretary. We say thank you so much, ma'am, for coming today and share this your wealth of knowledge with us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shall reward you abundantly, inshallah. It is that we end today's edition. But please, 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 and please, parents, as much as we can, let's take good care of our children. On the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, we're going to give account of how well we're able to train these children, how well we're able to put life into their life, what are those things that we have done to make them better human beings as Allah has created them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us and make it easy for us to always have our children, put them in the best way they should. Inshallah, tomorrow, join us again on another fresh episode of Eternal Bliss, inshallah. All thanks to Natural Life Society for putting this together for humanity. Fauzia Salakosani is my name. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay. Comment je crois que Emi Abi.
عليتنا يا أي يا قيوم على الله Olúwa wahab lana ya ayu ya qayyum.